Yes! Here we go!
Welcome, Cowboys Nation. Today we're going to go through our film room, and I'm going to be going through some of the issues that we're having with the Cowboys. And what are those issues? Play calling. Our first 15 plays out the gate are supposed to be 15 plays that matter. They're supposed to be plays that, the offense is working on throughout the week and things that we're coming out the gate that we plan to be successful with and that we plan to attack the defense on for some of the weaknesses that they've been having over the first 3 weeks in the NFL. And we really didn't achieve that in this game against Baltimore. I'm going to walk through some of these things here and some of these highlights in terms of what's going on with Mike and what he's doing with the first 15 or 20 play calls that are scripted on the Cowboys play sheet. And this first play call we're going to start with is a little bit poor. So Dak Prescott's going to go ahead and, folks might say, hey, he's locking in his read right away. What's going on here? Dak's not locking in his read. It's a timing route, guys. This is practice all week long, and it's something Mike McCarthy's going to emphasize throughout the game. He wants to get Rico Dowdle involved. And really what he wants to do is he wants to force the issue and run the ball. And through throwing the ball in the short game, he's also effectively trying to run the ball as well. And this is how we start. But what I want to highlight is, Tolbert's open here. CeeDee Lamb, no one's on him. This could have been an easy pitch and catch to get him involved early. We have Ferguson kind of turning around on this hitch route that's open as well. But for some reason, we decided to go to Rico Dowdle with two defenders on him. And this is, a low percentage play that's tackled right at the sticks, and he's maybe gaining a yard. And instead of, going to a higher percentage throw with a clean pocket, we're taking this for granted, right? Dak Prescott doesn't always have clean pockets, and he hasn't throughout the Baltimore game. And it took him, 3 quarters to get into a rhythm. And there's a reason for that. We have two rookies on the line, and we're going through some growing pains. Everyone thinks that Cooper Beebe's able to, just go ahead and replace Badass's production right away. And, Guyton's going to replace Tyron Smith's production right away. And that's not going to be the case, guys. We're going to have to go through some of these growing pains. We're going to have to get better. And I'd rather see this earlier on the season and let these guys get better just like Tyler Smith did than face these issues kind of through week 8, 9, and 10 when, we're supposed to be battle tested through these first 7 weeks with some heavy opponents coming up. Now, next play here. This is going to be kind of a wash. We're going to see Brandon Cooks get held by 99. So we'll move on. And now again, Mike McCarthy's trying to force the issue here, right? We get another free play. It's first down. What does he want to do? He wants to run the ball. He's putting tight ends in the game here. And he's trying to do this, but Tolbert's doing a poor job here, letting 21 kind of come through behind. And when we look at the other angle of this, 91 is really already on Rico before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. So it's really tough for him to get this done. Tyler Smith is kind of falling on the play as well. And Guyton and Beebe are getting turned around. So really it's a team effort here in terms of why we're being so poor in the run game. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in the box here. They know we're running the ball, and we're not doing a good job getting hats on hats. So that's something I want to point out, and hopefully we get better as the season goes along. Now, Dak, again, play action pass, and he's going to fake the play action pass, give it to Rico again. Rico's able to bounce out. Thankfully, Tyler Smith's able to get a hand on his man, and he's able to cut back in here and gain some yards. And that's probably the first successful run play we've had really all game here. And that's because of a holding penalty. But all of this gets wiped back because, these guys are young. And what they're going to do here during a sneak is that they're going to get called for a penalty. And this is going to wipe out all of the hard work that we've kind of, built our way towards getting to this midway point to the field. And now we're going to get pushed back again. We're going to get tough third down here. Dak's going to rifle a ball right into Brandon Cooks. We also see he has an opportunity to kind of get Tolbert on the sideline. Want to point out that CeeDee Lamb's locked up over here. And Humphreys, Broadus kind of pointed this out quite a bit. He's going to play in the slot. He did. But if Dak waits a second here as well, he lets Turpin get free. So I like seeing that on film, but other opportunities, but great throw by Dak and great job kind of getting this first down. And let's see how this is blocked up here. Terrence Steele is fighting for his life. I like to see that Guyton is doing a good job against Smith. And like I said, great throw, kind of getting that pass in there. And that's on Kyle Hamilton. That's probably Baltimore's first or second best player on defense. Now, he's going to fake this handoff here. Rico's going to stand in there and see if he wants to chip for a second. We can already see Guyton's getting turned around and probably almost thrown on the ground. So he's getting beat, forces Dak to run out this way. And by that time, everything is done here. The throw is late. There might have been an opportunity, but this is Guyton, right? These are the growing pains that we're going through. And this is what I mean, guys. We're not giving him any help. If we know so far for the first couple of plays he's struggling, why are we running misdirection away from his side? Like, if anything, the back should be, giving a chip off to help him out. And you guys can see he's getting turned around, and this is mainly how the pressure is making Dak collapse. And this is BB's guy as well, right? Everyone's been saying BB's doing a great job, but the offense is they're struggling here. They're getting Dak hit, and he's not able to get that check down or to Rico to kind of keep things going. So Dak under pressure, something I want to point out there, right? And this is going to happen again. Kyle Hamilton's coming off the edge here. Like, we can do a better job. I believe it's Schoonmaker, at least giving him a little bit of a chip. This is what I mean. We're not giving Guyton any help whatsoever. Why are we letting Kyle Hamilton kind of blitz free off the edge? That's, like I said, Baltimore's probably best defender now that Marlon Humphrey's a little bit older, and we're forcing Dak to run out of the pocket, throw this on the move. Maybe he could potentially have Lipke here, who shouldn't be that target deep into the field. But this is a very low percentage throw, and the O-line is kind of forcing him to do that. You can see Guyton has no help. He's getting a bull rush there. I'll just go back to that real quick. And it's free game. Free game for Hamilton to kind of run at Dak and try to get at him here. Now, next up, another penalty. Jake Ferguson, right? Can't get it done. Out for a little bit of time, not focused, not sure what he's doing. Maybe it's he's nervous, maybe it's an injury bothering him, something else is on his mind. He goes in on 92, and we're not able to be successful here because we just keep getting penalties. We keep forcing our quarterback to make plays, keep forcing our quarterback to run outside the pocket and be a hero. I kept saying for the first 2 weeks, Baltimore is forcing Lamar to play hero ball. It's the same thing with Dallas, right? Their O-line's giving us no help. Dak's having to do everything on his own, and then he's having to overcome these penalties, which are extremely hard. It feels like we've been stuck on the 35-yard line for 5 or 6 or 7 plays now because we can't go ahead and get anything done. And then we're forcing a low percentage throw to the sticks to Marlon Humphrey on our second best receiver, and that's not going to work, guys. Humphrey's a all-pro cornerback for a reason, and if he's locked up on Cooks and we're not even looking CD's way, I can't really expect much to happen there on a really long throw from Dak. That's low percentage. And just want to point out, man, Steele's getting beat here too. It's not just Guyton. It's kind of the whole line needs to figure out what's going on. And this is what I want to focus on for the first 15 plays, right? Like, what's going on in practice where we don't understand that these things are happening. What's going on with Mike McCarthy not figuring out that, we need to go ahead and chip for Guyton and help our new players out. Same issues we had with Garrett, kind of same issues rearing their head with Guyton. He's a young player, man. He needs help. I want to point out this one play, right? How do we start? How do the Cowboys start versus how the Baltimore Ravens start? Cowboys here are starting with a very predictable play. They're trying to force Rico. They think they're smart with forcing Rico the ball on the edge instead of getting their star players an opportunity early in the game. And then the Ravens are doing the opposite. They're getting their star player an opportunity in the beginning of the game, and they're faking it to their other star player, right? And I talked about this last week. What's the best way for us to contain Lamar Jackson? It's not to spy from the second level. It's actually to go ahead and spy from the ends that are elite. Because if we just force Micah to watch Lamar no matter what happens here and let the rest of the team focus on Derrick Henry and filling their gaps, then what we can do is copy the Raiders' game plan. And the Raiders' game plan was to have Max Crosby looking at Lamar Jackson every single time so that he could get a hand on him, no matter if he faked the handoff, took off the handoff, and that would have been the case here. But, what happens is Micah's focused on Derrick Henry. He thinks that they're going to run the ball and they're trying to force the issue to run the ball. But we all see here, if we're not, containing the edge, which we should be doing on every single play to make sure that, we're forcing Lamar into this pocket, he has a free go, man. And this is how they start their offensive drive versus how we start our offensive drive. It puts our defense on the heels and it makes our defense start guessing right off the bat. That's something I want to point out there, guys. Is it coaching? Is it the O-line? It's not the players sometimes, right? Sometimes it's a scheme that we're putting through. We're not making other teams think on their feet. Other teams know that Dak Prescott's going to have to force throwing the ball 40 times down the field to win the game. And that's a problem for us because we become a little bit too predictable. All right, guys, so we wanted to talk about kind of how the Baltimore Ravens were putting our defense on their heels, and I wanted to cover that first play to show you guys how they kind of started to do that in their drive. I'll go over our defensive breakdown in a separate video, but let's continue on here, and this is our second drive when we're down, 7-0, and we're trying to come back here. Let's see what Mike McCarthy can kind of cook up for us and what kind of game plan he's trying to, enforce on the Ravens here, which is also the same thing that we've been talking about, a heavy run-focused game plan, right? So we're down 7-0 now, and really what he's looking to do here is continue this time of possession game and hopefully grind it back. I don't think Mike McCarthy at this point in the game wants to get involved in a shootout, and he wants to continue, putting his players in a position where they have to run up and down the field. So at this point, I'm okay with it. He wants to continue the run game. It looks like we get a little bit of a push, and Rico's able to get kind of 4 or 5 yards here. And I don't mind, right? We can't pass every single play, and it's still early in the game, and he wants to enforce his will. So Rico's that number one back for him to do that. Now, second play of the drive, Dak's going to go ahead, and they're going to feed it to Rico again. Mike McCarthy's hoping he can do it, and he's getting a little bit of push here now, right? Rico's getting another 4-5 yards a clip, and Mike McCarthy's probably thinking to himself, great, I've kind of calmed our players down, and I've gotten them to the point where I can run this play action, and I can fake the Baltimore Ravens defense now that I've ran it 2 successful times and get a big chunk pass here. The issue is, I don't like the way we're running CeeDee Lamb because there's almost 4 guys here in his vicinity at this first, second, third, and fourth level. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, we're running the play this way, but Jake Ferguson's covered, CeeDee Lamb's covered. We don't have any other options because, these are like phantom blockers we've left out here on the right-hand side. And down the field, the only thing I can think of is if Dak can find, this player breaking, he can make a big play. And he does do that, but the problem is this is Hunter Lupke, right? And Hunter Lupke, however you pronounce his name, he's a fullback. And the fullback shouldn't be running the medium, deep out route here in order for us to have a successful play. It's great that him and Dak connected on this, and I love McCarthy for putting him down the field and giving him this opportunity. They've obviously been working on him catching the ball in practice, but I'd much rather them kind of put Lupke here on the first level and let CeeDee Lamb do that and get some yards after the catch. But not going to complain with a big play, and let's keep moving on. Now, we have Cooks here, and he's kind of running this misdirection, trying to fake this jet sweep. I don't like it because it's not really too much of a fake on the defense with, Deuce Vaughn in the game. Every time Deuce Vaughn's in the game, we seem to run the ball, so he's not really a threat anywhere else. It's not like we put Deuce Vaughn in the slot. It's not like the Ravens have to think that, Deuce Vaughn is a threat anywhere else. So really with Deuce in there, they can kind of just stack the box and be like, yeah, he's a smaller back. Now, I like the protection here. Steele's kind of out in an island, but it's fine, and we're taking a shot. This is where we make a mistake, guys. I want to highlight something. Cooks is here for a reason, and he's here to run vertical routes, right? Cooks is kind of running down the seam. He beats his guy, and this safety, I'm going to keep playing it. He gets stuck here. Why don't we give him a shot? We had a clean pocket. I told you guys earlier, these pockets aren't easy to come by, and when we have a clean pocket like that, I really need Dak to do a better job and look downfield. He's open, right? He's beat his man. He's done his job, and this is the shot we should be taking to tie the game. Baltimore's up here, and instead we miss that. We're going for, a tight throw and a tight window. Dak has the most tight window throws in the NFL right now. This is blocked extremely well. Really liked what Guyton did here. I'm pointing out the bad plays, but there's good plays from him as well. And here, Dak's almost getting himself into a position where he can get himself an interception, right? And that would be even worse in this situation. Thankfully, we have Aubrey. We're able to get like a 65-yard field goal, but it's not good that Dak can't see these, potentially big plays. And here as well, he's forced out of the pocket. Why? The O-line's not able to hold up. And unfortunately, it's Steele and it's BB. And I told you guys in our breakdown as well, this is going to be BB's toughest matchup this week. Justin Matabuke is not someone easy to go against, and he has top-tier linebackers in Baltimore that are going to be running up against him. So, it's not easy for BB to kind of do this and play in and play out. You hope the 3 plays that he has bad aren't the ones that cause you sacks, but unfortunately here, Dak doesn't even have any time, right? They're blitzing this linebacker. He's going to learn from this. He's going to be able to get better. He's late to kind of move on him, and really that causes Dak to have to push up into the pocket, and this linebacker gets a successful blitz off on our offense, and that's going to be something that BB has to learn in film. But guys, those were the first 2 drives that we had. Wanted to kind of point out how Baltimore did their thing as well in terms of just having that misdirection and getting our defense on the heels. We're not getting anybody else's defense on the heels right now. I need us to do a better job at that. We play tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting game. I got a special guest coming on tonight, so like, subscribe. Full videos are always out on YouTube, and I'll keep this content coming out for Cowboys Nation. Thanks so much for all the support. I'll see you guys soon.